What's happening, guys? Acrinator here, and welcome to another episode of World of Warcraft Dungeon Overview. Last episode we got a look at Scarlet Halls, and this episode we're going to finish up this dungeon hub with Scarlet Monastery. I'm going to be running through it with my level 100 Night Elf Mohawk, Survival Hunter, right there. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. The headquarters for the Scarlet Crusade, and the monastery juts out over the treetops of Tirisfal Glades, standing as a proud call to all those who would stand against the undead menace. The inner halls of the monastery are where the elite warriors and leaders of the crusade gather while resting in between battles. We adventurers are tasked with taking out what remains of the Scarlet Crusade in order to bring peace to these hallowed halls. Scarlet Monastery is a level 23 to 38 dungeon, which was given a level 90 heroic mode during the release of Mists of Pandaria. Just like the last episode, the dungeon entrance is located in northeastern Tirisfal Glades, in the Scarlet Monastery dungeon hub. The entrance is right across the hall from the Scarlet Halls one, so it's not going to take much effort to find the correct one, even if you enter the wrong dungeon at first. The first boss of Scarlet Monastery is Thalnos the Soul Render. Thalnos was a former mage of the Crusade who became infamous for his brutal torture methods used for disciplining his subordinates. When he finally fell in battle, Thalnos was then resurrected as the Scourge and now haunts the monastery graveyard, hungry to torture the souls of those who foolish enough to enter his domain. During the fight, Thalnos will cast Raise Fallen Crusader. This will summon 5 Fallen Crusaders over 5 seconds, which can inflict players with a nasty DOT called Mind Rot. These adds should be the priority while up, and should be killed as far away from the boss as possible. I'll explain why in a minute. Thalnos can also cast Spirit Gale, sending a spirit towards his current target, which explodes once reaching said target. This explosion damages all players caught within 2 yards of the blast, and leaves a lingering pool of damage that ticks every second for everyone still standing in it. Thalnos will periodically cast Evict Soul, which damages a random player and then summons an evicted soul. This ad will proceed to attack the closest player to it besides the one it spawned from. Like the other ads for this fight, evicted souls should be taken down immediately so they don't overwhelm the fight. Remember how I said the Fallen Crusaders should be killed far away from the rest of the group? Well, that's because of this last mechanic. Thalnos will summon an empowering spirit which will search out the corpses of fallen crusaders. Once they reach the bodies, they transform into empowered zombies and must become the new focus of the fight. The second boss of Scarlet Monastery is Brother Korloff. After impressing his superiors with the monk skills he learned from traveling Pandaran ambassadors, Korloff was ordered to train a new generation of Scarlet Warriors, ones who would be proficient in the ways of the monk. Korloff will periodically cast Blazing Fists, which deals a large amount of fire damage to all players standing in a cone in front of him. This fight is very unforgiving for melee DPS, as Korloff will also cast Firestorm Kick, dealing fire damage to all players caught within 7 yards of the boss. For every 10% health lost during this fight, Korloff will gain a stack of a buff called Rising Flame, which increases the fire damage he deals by 10%. Once Korloff reaches 50% health, he begins to glow brightly and will leave a trail of fire behind him wherever he goes, which will damage all players who stand in it. The third and final boss of Scarlet Monastery is High Inquisitor Whitemane. As a young girl, Sally Whitemane witnessed the death of her family, and then their resurrection via the Scourge. Using her newly founded powers of the light, Whitemane was forced to destroy her family, which caused her to be tormented with guilt. She now hates the undead with a passion and will stop at nothing to see them wholly eradicated from the face of Azeroth. Players will have to fight Commander Durand, a mini-boss, before Whitemane will show her face. There's nothing too special about Durand, as he's mostly a tank and spank encounter. Once Whitemane makes her grand entrance, she casts Mass Resurrection, resurrecting Durand and all Scarlet Justicars within 100 yards. This is interruptible, and most certainly should be at all costs. If successful in rezzing her allies, Whitemane will proceed to cast Power Word Shield on them, making for all kinds of madness to ensue. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So, as always, leave your comments in the comment section below if you have any ideas about anything else you might want to see me play. And the comment question still stands: try and guess the intro and outro songs to my videos. They're always the same, I never change them. Be sure to follow me on Instagram for the latest updates on when I'll be uploading YouTube videos, as well as when I'll be streaming on Twitch and other random gaming related posts. Be sure to check out my partner in crime, Sir John Mac's channel. He posts something every now and then, and it's usually pretty entertaining, whatever it is. So if you like this video, be sure to click that like button, and if you want to see more like it, maybe even subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And that's all the time I've got for today, guys. So until next time, don't die.